put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show. Now, No Youth Left Behind is a youth group that focuses on investing all resources available to build sustainable cities and also to empower young individuals to be patriotic and responsible leaders. On set this morning, I have a small posse of the huge No Youth Left Behind group, and we are going to be speaking about the upcoming event happening this weekend called Bago Brunch. A special morning to you all, and how are you doing?
Morning.
Good morning. I'm fine.
Right, so starting from my far right, give us a little introduction, your name, the role you play in No Youth Left Behind, and we'll come down the road.
Okay. So good morning to Tobago and, by the wider listening audience online. My name is Quincy Joseph. I'm the founder of the organization No Youth Left Behind. Also the managing director. The organization was founded in 2012. Yeah.
Hi, good morning. My name is Shannon Batiste, and I am DPRO.
Hi, good morning. My name is Desiree Ross, and I'm the operations manager for the Tobago segment of the No Youth Left Behind program. Good morning, Tobago, and everyone who is listening and tuning in this morning.
Okay, great. So continue this conversation, Mr. Joseph. Let our viewers and listeners know what would have been the inspiration behind starting the No Youth Left Behind youth group.
Wow. Okay. So that inspiration, I would say, is divine. As a juvenile, I lived a very, what I would say, negative life.
Mm-hmm.
And at the age of 21, I was sentenced by the United States federal government to 104 years. And by the grace of God, I did 11. And during that time, I always, you see, praying mothers and family is really a blessing.
Yeah.
And I always said, if I get another chance, God, I will try to be part of the solution and not the problem. And after, praying, taking responsibility for my actions and not blaming anybody else but myself, things started to happen. I won my appeal and I came home in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 years later, I started the organization. Just wanted to go out to the so-called hotspots and let the young people know and receive the information that I didn't get.
Mm-hmm.
Balance the glamification of it in songs and stuff like that, and add that balance, let them know besides the champagne popping you hear them sing about, there's also the other side. And God has a way where when I thought I would just be an individual sharing this message, we met people along the way, youth parents, and it formed into a group. It is now a full-fledged organization, and we have a full functioning branch in Trinidad and in Tobago.
Great.
So when we run in programs in Trinidad, simultaneously we have programs that run in Tobago.
Wow, Mr. That's such a very inspirational story.
God is the boss.
Yes, usually these are the type of stories you usually see on TV or Lifetime, but we've seen it right here in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's a really interesting story.
I get that a lot.
So Shannon, as a youth, from a youth perspective, when we look at youth groups, most of them or appear to be just youth groups for youth, in university, the bright kids, those who have been sheltered or from life. That's the vibe we get from youth groups here in Trinidad and Tobago. So as a young person, tell us, what has your perspective been about the No Youth Left Behind thus far?
I believe that it is a great initiative that persons can get involved in. Mr. Joseph and I met on a random day. We just met up in a venue and we started conversating about stuff. And he realized that the energy that I can bring, the advice I can give to youth to make a better life for themselves and not depend on anybody. And I think it's a great initiative that we can all be a part of.
Great. Now, viewers, I don't know if you all know, but Shannon and I would have met officially not too long ago, and I'm really pleased to see her seated next to me this morning. It's really, really great. Now, the Tobago sector of No Youth Left Behind, I think a lot of Tobago youths, especially our young boys, they seem to be on the opposite side of the law. So, No Youth Left Behind, what space does this youth group have for these young men to get them back on the right track, to make them feel that, they are still included. Life is not about, just falling on the wayside. There is space for them. What can the Tobago branch of No Youth Left Behind offer to them?
Okay, so basically the group is focused on kids based ages 7 to 16, but it can go beyond past 16, say up to 27. So on the whole, we just want to let the youths know that life is not all about being on the streets or following bad company. You can come, you can get involved in different stuff in your community, do community researches, and we just want to offer the special upcoming Bago Brunch breakfast with them, where we are going to promote a healthy lifestyle to all Tobagonians, with the youths especially, and just let them know that there is other things to do and be successful in life.
Great. I love that initiative. I love it. Mr. Joseph, Bago Brunch. Bago Brunch. It has a title that is catchy, the Bago Brunch. What is Bago Brunch all about? She would have just touched on, having that health benefit. But Bago Brunch, because I know it's just more than, food and just this healthy stuff. So tell us a bit what Bago Brunch is all about.
Bago Brunch is another tool that we have, designed. And again, I give all credit to the young minds. You see how catchy the name sounds? That because it comes from the youth. Because at No Youth Left Behind, we give youth the space to be and to find themselves. So, it came from a conversation where, in speaking, nowadays, youth have a lot of concerns that our elders didn't have. I would say 15, 20 years ago, a youth would think that is for elders. Now we have young individuals suffering from these NCDs that was typically reserved for elderly people, high blood pressure and high cholesterol and these things, right? So we just wanted to create a program that is fun, that is innovative, but is full of the education, because we cannot let the fun overshadow the fact that this is an educational movement.
Correct.
So the objective, the goal really is to sensitize, to make aware, to initiate a narrative so that we could, improve the narrative, and also, give them a safe space to become that which we know they have the potential to be.
Okay, great.
So it's just basically a fun aspect where we want to include all aspects and all energies of the communities that we go in, because we cannot do this without what we say the ground. As much as we may be getting that support, and the support has been human so far from, the different sectors, the Tobago Regional Health Authority has reached out, the Community Development Division of Sports, even being here today. But the little guys, or the people that they consider the little guys, the individual in the community who gives lessons on their house and sometimes probably goes unnoticed and struggles to maintain it. The individual in the community who's trying to keep the youth off the streets by playing football or training them, but he probably struggles with the balls. We don't just go for the easy wins. We want the issues that sometimes people may be afraid to tackle, because we know God has blessed us to find those solutions. So Bago Brunch is just us coming and add to what we believe the energies and the other organizations already have been doing in Tobago. And I must shout out the Tobago Youth Council for reaching out, and also another organization, the Phoenix Society. So shout out to all the organizations in Tobago this morning, and I want to say this: our doors are open, our arms are open. We need you guys to help us help Tobago.
Great. Wow, Mr. Joseph. It's interesting that you have both youth group that can give people that outlet to channel their purpose, and then you're having this really interesting event, this project, I should say, that is going to, both educate the youths, but allow them to still be youths and still have fun.
That's the honey.
Yes, I really, really love that. So tell us, you would have touched on communities, about communities having different problems and different underdogs, people that need that spotlight. Which communities in Tobago can we expect to be touched by this Bago Brunch project?
I would ask the OM to answer.
Okay, so off the top of my head, what I can recall, we have Buku be number one, so it's going to have Buku, Black Rock, Castara, Plymouth, Roxborough, Charlottesville, Goodwood, Mount Pleasant, Mount Grace, and Calder Hall. So those are the 10 villages or communities that we're going to be starting the breakfast programming. The
And
first,
that's phase one. So I don't want the communities that didn't hear their names called to say, so warm to us. Yeah.
Okay,
Right, that's
great,
just
great.
phase one.
Phase one.
Yes.
I love that. So are we to expect a kind of motorcade vibes from this? Because
Yes.
I heard you all speak about village going up the map. So are we going to get a motorcade vibe from this Bago Brunch?
Yes. Well, after the launch, the official launch is going to be, God's willing, on Saturday. And what we want to do with the launch is basically we're leaving from Buku because Buku is where our head office is. And we're going to go to across Tobago, stop in the different communities that we intend to host the different installments, try to meet residents, sensitize them, probably hand out some information, see the areas that we intend to utilize to host, do a site visit sort of thing. Because again, we don't just want the support. We want to invite partnerships. Part of one of the SDGs talks about partnerships.
Correct.
Right? And we hope to form a partnership with the Tobago Updates and any other entity in Tobago that is for the advancement of the young people. I mean, I emphasize on the young people because all the work we do today, if we don't hand it over properly, then we may have just fed and have a good time and go to our graves because then it would have gone down the drain. I believe, and we at No Youth Left Behind believe in proper transference of our work.
Great throughout. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. So Shannon, as a youth, once again, we have to get that youthful perspective. Being around some of the members of No Youth Left Behind, what has their response been thus far to this event? How is the energy feeling with the youths?
Well, as a youth myself, our youths are very hype. We like to bring up the hype and things. And it's good to see persons of all ages, not even just youth, but persons of all ages coming together and bringing that energy, bringing that vibe, because we know it's going to be a grand time and we are going to make it as educational, as interactive, and we want it to be in a kind of way that persons will look forward to what we have next, and I really and truly hope that we have a great turnout when it comes to the youth, and they come into a space that is comfortable for them to be themselves and exist without discrimination, without feeling that they are being attacked. They can come and relax and vibe with everybody else and, make a change for themselves.
Yes. I really love that. I love it. Contact, how can people reach out to you? What are your contact information? Let our viewers and listeners know.
Okay, well, we have a Facebook page, we have Instagram, we also have a TikTok. We make our TikTok videos. we try to make it as trendy so that everybody can feel like, we're all connected. And our head office is in Buku. You can contact Mr. Joseph on Facebook, also myself and Ms. Miller.
Okay, great.
The Instagram handles are NYLB 868, and the email is noyouthleft.behindtt@gmail.com. And on Facebook, No Youth Left Behind. We currently have registration going on. It's online registration. The first 50, so we are catering for 50 young individuals between the ages of 7 to 16 for each community.
Okay,
so we are serving the first 50. So please, if you are number 52, please do not get upset with us. We will try to get you on the return.
Okay, great.
We're not just passing through, God bless. We want to really come and be present in the different areas, especially the ones that sometimes don't get as much as other areas in Tobago.
Understood, and I appreciate that. I really, really love this initiative. I really look forward to see what this initiative is going to bring. I really need to be there, front and center. I honestly think I need to be there. You would have thanked the Tobago Youth Congress, you would have thanked Phoenix Society. So right now my question is there anybody else you would like to thank who would have helped you all throughout this entire journey? This is your spotlight now to take your time. All three of you, you might forget something the other might remember.
Yes,
so you can take your time and, thank the people that assisted you. Starting with the founder.
Okay. I want to thank, again, I like the individuals first. I want to thank, there's a guy by the name of Akil Duke. He is a national tennis player. He's from Tobago, actually, and he has been very instrumental I want to thank, it's refreshing the response so far from the different assembly offices. Miss Morrison, I believe, is one of the assembly men that would have, contacted us more than once to show that, interest. All the assemblymen has so far really been very responsible, so I want to thank them. God and, my Tobago family, because, and the parents.
Yes.
Because No Youth Left Behind really came to Tobago through a parent. And the parents saw an initiative during the COVID that was being given in Trinidad. And they asked if their child could be a part.
Wow.
And we told them if we could get maybe 3 or 4 more so it makes sense. And I think at the end of it, the class had about 30-something youths.
Okay.
And with that, I must thank Mr. Preston from Shani's Agro Center in Lowlands, because he made it possible. Because when we called, and I must say this, when we called, I asked him, I said, can you give the Tobago participants the care package? Because we wanted them to have the same exact things that the Trinidad participants was getting. The shovels, the soil, the seedlings, and stuff like that. I said, you won't be able to get the money within maybe 2 to 3 days. I know you don't know us, and he was willing. Okay. And that is the willingness and the spirit of Tobago that has us in Tobago. Because had he said he was unable to do it, then we may not have been sitting here today. So he gave us that vote of confidence, that trust. So to Mr. Preston, you and anybody, all you have to buy seedlings, check Mr. Preston. Check Shani's as your proper pronunciation, Shani's Agro Center in Lowlands. Right, Mr. Preston, thank you. He really demonstrated that trust and that love that sometimes, society is taken away from strangers.
That's amazing to hear. What about you, Shannon?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to thank God for the opportunity, for the gifts and talents that He has given all of us. No man is the same, and I thank every person that comes and contributes their gifts and their talents to make our country an easier and better place to live in. Yes.
Understood.
What about you?
Okay. So I want to thank the Audace Ministry of Community Development. They had really played an integral part in getting this together. I want to thank them, and anyone that we forgot, didn't call by name, don't think that you are forgotten. I just want to do a general thank you, and I want to thank the parents prior to bring out their children and let them have a great time and enjoy this initiative that we are putting forward towards the youths of Tobago.
Okay, great. So on behalf of Tobago Updates, I want to thank you all for joining us here this morning. It was a really, really inspiring and informative interview. And, we look forward to see what the Bago Brunch is going to give this weekend. So just continue striving, continue doing what you're doing. It's amazing work. It's an amazing story. So viewers, that was No Youth Left Behind speaking about the Bago Brunch project happening this weekend. Now we're going to head over to a quick break, but don't go just yet. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.